What is going on, everybody? It is full time trip. We're back in the building for another video, man. Hope you guys are doing well. Uh, I stayed up mad late and I was watching Arsenal or nothing, bro. I haven't had a chance to, and I finally got to sit down and watch the first three episodes. I was getting into the weeds with it. I was just talking about it. I just wanted to take a little bit of time and just react and just kind of give my thoughts on what I saw from the first few episodes and what was going on in terms of last season and where everything was placed and how certain things were behind the scenes. And of course, be sure to like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay locked in for all the content coming, man. The season's literally going to be starting today as of this recording. There's going to be a live stream on my Twitch at twitch.tv/thatmantrip. We're going to be getting it in, man. Like, it's going to be a fun time. The season's starting. I'm nervous. I'm excited, but let's lock in on all or nothing. Let's talk a little bit about this. So, I mean, of course, we got the first three episodes and kind of showed it was pretty much the beginning of the season up to Christmas time from episodes 1 to 3. And there was, a couple of real highlights from for me and what I saw in terms of the experience and what I was looking at. Just first and foremost, man, we got to talk about this opening period of the season, man. After those first three losses, just looking at the mentality and just how Mikel was kind of going through it. I have to credit him, man. I have to credit him. Like, it's not easy to be in that position and you know smile through it all. The second game, he was smiling. He was like, yo, like, it is what it is. By the third game, he was like, listen, I now have a reason to know, like, listen, you guys give me purpose. Like, it was very, very, very interesting to see his mentality through those first three games. Uh, Again, really, really just taking ownership of this and not really, again, he acknowledged the fact that his mentality, like his outlook was like -3 at some point, but he looked at some of the positives in life, and he's really locked in on the club, his family, the players, and and he was like, yeah, you guys just I found my purpose for this profession, why I do what I do. I like that's just crazy to me. I miss that he just has that mentality. It just made me like him that much more as a manager, to keep it a buck with you. Like, that's the cool thing about this show. It shows you the human side, and although we know all these outcomes, it's honestly very interesting to get the context of that. I know some people's like, nah, we don't want to see all this bullshit, all this lovey dovey, blah blah, 2 days off type of thing. We want y'all to be ruthless. We want y'all to get to the business and get these results. But honestly, there was a point in the show where Arteta was talking about a Spanish coach once said that like, players are just numbers, and I don't like to think that, honestly. If I was a fan of football and I wanted, I feel like this show has helped me realize this more. But like, yo, these are whole as again, these are people on the other side of this, bro. And like, this humanizes the team, this humanizes the coaching staff, this humanizes everybody that's involved in the process, And as much as people like to slate online and do what they do, this really gives a bird's eye view into how they feel. Like, I can kind of go through some of the notes. I'll skip forward a little bit, but yeah, just talking a little bit about Nuno Tavares. He was like one of those highlight featured players in the first few episodes, man. And there was a point where he was just talking about just beating himself up. He was making mistakes, and he said his mentality is more like, I'm more focused on the mistakes I make rather than the good things I did in the game. Now, albeit, of course, he's young, he's rough around the edges, but it's just that it's like that's such a human thing. And I know there's plenty of people like that. Sometimes I'm like that, where it's like, yo, if I make a mistake, well, not of course footballing wise, but if I make a mistake somewhere, I feel like I harp on that mistake more than I did the good things that were somewhere around that. And it just again, it just really humanizes these people, man. It humanizes these players that we love so much, and it shows, hey, listen, they go through this every single day. This is something that they have to experience, man. And of course, in that moment, I had to say shout out to Carlos Cuesta again. Like, he's like only 27 years old, but I feel like he connects so well with the players and really again helps connect the dots with a lot of the players on the young side, especially from an emotional standpoint, from a mental standpoint. Hey, listen, why do you think the way that you think? Are you really? I feel like he really uh challenges them on certain levels to think differently, and I feel like that helps again their mental state, which in turn helps them play on the pitch. But yeah, I think, listen, in my opinion, I feel like Nuno in time, I feel like he's gonna turn out to be a good player. He just needs time. Marseille, but this Marseille alone will hopefully do him good, and he just needs to build confidence in himself. I feel like he's one of those players that's very affected by the feedback that he gets, whether it be from fans, whether it be from players, the coaches, and the mistakes that he makes on the pitch and his observations. So if he can really tune out the noise and really focus in on building confidence internally and not being afraid of making mistakes, because he's only 21. He's 20 or 21. So that's was something I saw, like, like, I think he's gonna be okay. But that was a really, introspective look at just some of his outlook that we don't get to see every day. And I just also liked, again, there's so many different sections that I just felt like either confirmed or really just showed what place the team is in. There was specifically like the memorization section where it's like it showed like two different screens on a build up. It's like, oh yeah, memorize the players, and like none of the players really like got it, even though they were training in that certain format pretty much every day. And it just shows, like, again, the team is still gelling, the team is still molding. We're not at that level of a Man City or a Liverpool where we just know the business, we know the rotation, we know the little ins and outs. We can tweak things on top of it. We're still building our foundation. And I feel like it's gotten along much farther, at this point in time with the start of the new season approaching. But at that point in time, it wasn't really fully there yet. We were still getting new players in. We were still getting certain things together. So things weren't clicking as fast. So it was just interesting to see again that progression as we got from that point, up to now, where again these players have a lot more time under their belt. You have a couple more new additions, but overall the core is still the same. It was interesting to see. Uh, Beyond that, I'd say what's it called? The England comments. There was a point where Mikel was talking about just Saka's treatment. He was like, "Yo, England, like they'll bring a player all the way up here just to kill him to the ground." And I'm like, bro, you spitting facts, bro, because that English media is something else, bro. That English media is something else. But that's another topic for another day. Uh, Also wanted to touch on bits and pieces of Thierry Henry's involvement, man. Just every time he came on, he was spitting facts. Like, for real, for real. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I especially liked him saying was uh why the comparisons. It's a comparison. It's a completely different era, and I understand people want to, have somebody of that caliber of a Thierry Henry, but the game is gonna be played way different nowadays. So why are they comparing, this old era to players of the old era, players to the new era? And that's something I completely agree with in any sports debate. I feel like comparing eras is very, very difficult to do and very difficult to equate. So I feel like it's something that people should really stop doing and just focus on these players budding and growing into just world class players in their own right in this current era. And also, of course, his comments on Arsenal being a club for the streets and for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because it is, literally, it is. Like, only like a few clubs is like is in that mold of like representing most black folk and stuff like that, especially on this side, like in the states and whatnot. Like, Arsenal is one of those like the cultural clubs that it's for the people. It's for the people, honestly. Um, I really love the Stuart McFarlane story. Again, just him being that little bridge for the fans and like representing, their, I guess, their outlook. Like, he was telling them straight up, like, they would kill to be in this position. They would kill to win. And him being that voice for the fans of what we echo a lot every day for these fans, like for the players, just go out, give it everything they got. And that was a cool added context to a North London derby win. That win was sweet, and I feel like that made it a lot sweeter for them hearing that message that I feel a lot of fans resonated with, and they would have definitely echoed if they were in the same position. So yeah, man, shout out to McFarlane, bro. He's been doing that for a minute. He's been a club photographer for a long, long time. Jacques' microwave car was just, I don't know what the hell that car even was. I'm just gonna ignore it, bro. Whatever, man. I don't know, bro. He's stuffing himself into literally a damn Lego car, but that's beside the point in it. Anyways, but one thing I did want to point on, bro, just a couple of just zany things, bro. Why did this man tell the whole team to rub their hands like Birdman just to get their energy levels up, bro? And then he was giving them instructions during that Leicester away game. He told them, "Hey, yo, listen, get that Birdman on, bro." He said, "I always keep my daddy. I don't know why he was doing that, bro. That was a little bit weird to me, but it seemed to work because they got the win at the KP. So I'm not even fussed about it. But that was an interesting tidbit. And of course, I probably gotta mention uh the speaker incident. I guess the speaker idea, so to speak, of them playing "You Never Walk Alone" just to get piped 4-0 at Anfield. We gotta have some decorum, bro. You didn't have to do all that, Mikel. I feel like he's just so passionate about the sport. He's gonna find some crazy off the wall ideas just to try and make happen. And this is one that failed miserably. That one, like, 100% failed miserably. And this is gonna be a meme. Like, this is already meme potential. This is gonna bite us in the ass, especially when we play Liverpool in the future, bro. Like, it's gonna be a bad time. It's gonna be a bad time. But I thought that was really funny in the moment, honestly, knowing the context of us getting like like railed 4-0. But I just laughed it off because whatever, man. What are you gonna do? The past is the past. But one more thing I wanted to touch on is just again more the humanization of the players and just them understanding where we're at. Like, if you guys watched that third episode with the Everton game, you could see them. They, between halftime talks and whenever the players got a chance to speak, they were saying some of the exact same things that we were saying in a lot of Arsenal games where they're not playing up to scratch. Saka was going, yo, listen, we're playing backwards. What do you expect? What do you expect when we're playing backwards, not being aggressive on the ball? After the match, you saw Ramsdale going in like, yo, listen, bro, we were hanging on, that we just conceded goal in late third like that. Everything's shaky. They were echoing a lot of the same things that we as fans do. So I feel like at least we should cut them a little bit more slack. I feel like they're not absent-minded, man. They've been trained for this. They work every day for this. So to some extent, I feel like there is common ground because they're seeing the things that we're seeing in real time. It's just I don't know if it's the reaction to it. I don't know if it's the, something's not clicking where they can't cope. I don't know if some players aren't getting it, but at the very minimum, there are players in that team who understand what's going on with the game, even if it's not going their way. They are echoing the same things that we are. They feel the same things that we feel, just on a much more personal level because they're going through it minute by minute on the pitch. So, you know what? I'm very, very let's say I'm very, very pleased, honestly, by these first three episodes, man. It really humanized a lot of the structure of the club. Honestly, looking at how involved Josh Kroenke's been behind the scenes, my opinion may be starting to change on them a little bit. Especially, well, of course, with the last season, them spending so much on us. Well, now finally spending so much on us. Um, my opinion and the involvement that he has is starting to change a little bit. I say for players, again, Ramsdale was already a fan favorite of mine personally when he came in and improved himself this first season here. And again, this behind the scenes, him not settling for anything, man, him really demanding so much, him calling things out when it's time to. He really is, I think, a really strong personality. That's really beneficial for the dressing room. That sense of accountability and counterbalance to other things and really just being on it. Um, I just, thought it was cool, man. Bukayo, again, the whole blurb about him being, again, coming from the Euros, and then he eventually scored his first goal at the North London Derby. Just that love he got everywhere, just seeing that again, and just seeing him, just being himself, man. Like that kid's gonna be a star. He is a star already. He's gonna go places. Like it's already set in stone, man. It's so dope to see that. Emil Smith Rowe as well. And again, just Mikel Arteta, man. Like I feel like there's a certain level of honesty you have to really give yourself, man. Like, and imagine you could stick to the tactics, stick to whatever. He's given his heart for this. Like, he literally said, "Listen, the first thing out, bro." He's like, "Yo, I had heart surgery, bro. I had, like the first open heart surgery in Spain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really real like that. I'm not revealing my personal info like that. I'm not gonna lie on the spot, but it just goes to show, man. He's given his lifeblood for this. He really cares about this club, and I feel like the more time he gets, the more again he gets to gel with the group, and the more he gets the confidence in the role. I feel like he's gonna do better, man. Shouts to that one dude that said just give him a little bit of time, man, because maybe that's just probably all he needed. So hopefully this season can go better, but we definitely got to look at the rest of the episodes as they release. Make sure you guys keep it locked here, but let me know in the comments down below. What did you guys think of the first three episodes of Arsenal All or Nothing? What you like from it, what you didn't like, any standout moments from you? Uh, was there a couple of funny moments that you thought were pretty dope? Yeah, I'm looking forward to episode 4, man. Honestly, we're talking about the captaincy incident in episode 4. If you saw the trailer, so it's gonna be an interesting time to look at it. That's all I got for this video. But don't trip. We will see you in the next one. The season starts tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners. See y'all soon.